In the SUV-dominated Indian passenger vehicle market, here is a new entrant, and this is a non-SUV. It's a mid-size sedan called the Skoda Slavia. But to understand more about this move, slightly unusual these days, we have with us Zac Hollis, who is the brand director of Skoda Auto India. Zac, first of all, congratulations on the launch.
Thank you very much.
Slavia.
Thank you.
But help me understand this whole strategy. Is it because, yes, it's a shrinking segment and therefore there's less competition there, prospects of chances of success would be more. So let's take a bet here. Is that the reason, or what? If not, what else? What is it?
You have to think, why is the segment shrinking? And it's not because actually customers, people don't like sedans. It's actually because lots of people have launched new SUVs. And when you launch new cars, you attract people to the segment and the segment automatically grows. There's been nothing new in the sedan segment for years. And actually, if anybody's going to bring new life into that sedan segment, it's Skoda. I mean, we started with sedans 20 years ago with the Octavia. We then launched the Laura, then further generations of the Octavia, Superb, and of course Rapid, and now we're bringing the Slavia.
But those were different days and the market was different. Consumer tastes were different, preferences were. Now here we are. Every second customer, is virtually every customer rather, is looking for a SUV or is a prospective SUV customer.
Yeah, but as I said, they're attracted because of new products being launched. Okay. And I think that's what I'm trying to say.
So
new
you think
products
Slavia will bring back the...
Absolutely. I mean, to me, there's a number of things here. Firstly, the car is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you look at the lines on the car, the creases on the car, it's really a beautiful looking car. It's a big car. I mean, you have more than 100 litres of boot space on top of your average mid-sized SUV. So you get a much bigger car than an SUV. And you also have the ground clearance actually approaching SUV-like ground clearance. You have 179 millimeters of ground clearance here, which, as I said, is actually approaching SUV-like ground clearance. So we offered something really nice as an alternative to the mid-size SUVs.
While that may be so, under the India 2.0 strategy for the Volkswagen Group, Skoda is on the driver's seat, driving the whole strategy, taking the lead in this strategy. Volumes are very critical, therefore. Product kind of attributes are strong. But the volumes, what volumes do you expect in terms of for the Slavia for starters and generally for the overall segment to reach, let's say, in the next couple of years?
I'm confident that this car itself will grow the segment substantially. And I envisage that in a year's time, the segment will be twice as high as it is now because people will start looking back towards the sedan segment. We plan to sell 2,500 to 3,000 cars a month. That we believe will bring us segment leadership. That's what we're targeting. And I believe with a car like this, we're equally capable of achieving segment leadership. So I'm extremely confident with this car. Overall, our plan is to triple our volume between 2021 and 2022. And long term, I want to see 1 lakh of Skoda cars being sold every year in India.
Every year. So if you are talking about this year, trebling the volume from about 23, if last year was 23,000, so you're talking about roughly 70,000, right? That would take the Skoda's Indian subsidiary, I'm sure it will push up a few ranks in the overall list of global subsidiaries.
Absolutely, we want to get noticed. I mean, that's the plan, and we will be in the top 10 of Skoda markets worldwide. That's what we will achieve, and we are confident of achieving this in 2022. We want India to be on the map for Skoda. We want India to be noticed, India to be on the map, and that's what we will be achieving this year.
And India to be a profitable subsidiary as well. How long could it take?
That's also important, and I can't say how long it's going to be. That's not information I can disclose. But we've invested substantially in India. In total, we've invested 8,000 crore into the Indian market, and we expect a return on that, like you would any investment. And for that, we need the volume. And it starts this year when we start to approach 70,000, and we will continue growing our market and our segment shares going forward.
You have started rolling out the products under the India 2.0 strategy, starting with the Kushaq, now the Slavia. In all this, your dealers play a very, very critical role. And we have seen in the past, perhaps one of the reasons for Skoda not playing to its potential were the dealers. So I'm sure you must have done a lot of corrective measures there. Could you throw some light on how do you kind of approach what kind of targets, what kind of communication have you conveyed to your dealer partners now?
I mean, people have always said to me when I arrived here, you make great cars, but Yeah, but you don't have a service center near me. And by the end of this year, we will have almost trebled the number of service centers we have in India. That's the first thing. That would take it to around 150 service centers pan-India. And then, but your cars are expensive to own. Here we've got a car which is 95% localized. If it's 95% localized, then of course the parts are also localized, which means they can be much more cost effective, reducing the cost of ownership. But your dealers don't deliver on good customer satisfaction, and I had a car 10 years ago and your dealers overcharged me for something, etc. Yeah? And the first thing I've said, dealers, I will not tolerate that. I will not tolerate overcharging. I will not tolerate dealers not acting in an ethical way. Yeah, and I have made some decisions and I have parted with some dealers because they don't have that same culture of customer centricity that I have. And that's important. And also, as we've expanded our dealer network, one of the key things I've looked for is partners who have that same culture of customer centricity that I have. And I have to say it's working. We have the number of complaints that come to me now has reduced by 60% in the last 2.5 years. So it's definitely working, and customers are seeing that change also, because I'm getting a lot of letters thanking us and for delivering such a great service.
Of course, so you have to keep sustaining these efforts.
You have to keep sustaining. We're bringing on the other, because one of the challenges we have in India, all automotive manufacturers, is the level of attrition we have. So of course we've got to keep the training going, keep the cultural programs going, and try and reduce that level of attrition at the same time, to make, because culture lives in everybody. Every customer contact is a replication of that culture.
And you talked about the platform, which is shared between the Kushaq and the Slavia. Is it also kind of designed for electrification in the near future?
Not this platform. This is an ICE platform. We will bring electric cars into India by the time we get to 2030. I can imagine 25 to 30% of the market being electric, and we will bring cars to India and we will compete because we plan a long-term future in India. But this is an ICE platform here, and we intend to deliver the kind of volumes that we plan ultimately within the next 2 or 3 years to sell 1 lakh of cars in India.
And lastly, Zac, you came into India at a very interesting time for the not only for the Skoda brand, but for the Volkswagen group with the India 2.0 strategy. How would you qualify this stint so far in your overall journey as a professional?
I've spent 32 years in the Volkswagen Group, over 20 of those with Skoda in 5 different markets. And India presented me with a unique challenge. We really had to turn this brand around, and we had to get ready for India 2.0. We had to get the whole marketing positioning right for India 2.0. We had to get the dealer network right for India 2.0, and we had to professionalize the business. When you expand as a business, what happens is you must really manage all of the different revenue streams. So we've launched things like approved used cars, we're pushing on finance penetration, insurance penetration, selling accessories, we're launching a range of merchandising soon, because all of these areas are important for the business and we must professionalize what we're doing, and that's what we've done as well. So we're ready. It's been a lot of fun over the last 2 to 3 years in getting here, and now we're looking forward to delivering the cars to customers.
And you said you will also soon line up, kind of roll out the merchandise.
We're looking at rolling out some merchandise soon as well. Yes.
Great. On that note, Zac, good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning into ET Auto for this very interesting and candid conversation with Zac Hollis, Brand Director, Skoda Auto India.